Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Charan. In this video I will show you in MVC without using entity framework how to get records from database into view page using viewdata. And here we got the final output without using entity framework to get records from database into view page using viewdata object. If you are a first time visitor to my channel, please subscribe to get the latest updates. For this video tutorial, I am creating a new MVC application. Go to File, New Project, and from the web templates, I am selecting ASP.NET Web Application and the .NET Framework. I am using 4.6.1. The application name is Get Records View Data. Okay. And from the templates, I am selecting MVC. Click OK. And the application is created successfully. Let's close this default window. Open Solution Explorer. Now in this project I am adding a class in this models folder. Right click the models, add class. And I am giving the class name is EMP class, add. Now in this EMP class I am adding only public properties. So before adding the properties, first we'll check the table and the column names in SQL Server Management Studio. The table name is the employee, which contains 4 columns: ID, name, email and salary. Now I want to get this employee table on the index view page using viewdata object. So let's write the coding part. Public int, the first column name is ID, the property, get set public string name, get set public string email, get set, and the last one is a public string salary. And notice here in the salary I'm adding the type is a string. The reason, in my SQL Server the table column I had varchar, the type is. If it's an integer type, add the property integer type. After adding the properties into this class, the next I'm adding a controller in this controllers folder. Right click the controllers, add controller. I'm selecting MVC for controller empty, add. The controller name is EMP view data. Okay. And here we got the controller also. Now in this controller I am adding the namespaces using the first namespace. I am adding the models namespace. So I am adding the project name get records viewdata.models folder. After that I am adding the namespaces of SQL Server using system.data, using system.data.sql client, using system.configuration. After adding the necessary namespaces, my next step is in the Server Explorer under data connections I am adding the database name. Right click the data connections, add connection. The server name is, after adding the server name I am selecting the database name SampleDB. The employee table I have created in this table in this database SampleDB. Test connection is succeeded. Okay. And here we got the sampledb.dbo is added under data connections. We need the data source of this sampledb. Right click the sampledb.dbo, go to properties. In the properties, notice the connection string. We got the data source. Copy the data source, open Solution Explorer, come to the bottom, open web.config file. Now in this web.config file there is already connection string. I'm adding a new connection, add name is equals to my connection string. I'm adding the data source provider name, which is a system.data.sql client. After adding the connection string in the web.config file, switch to the controller. Now in the action result index, I'm adding string main con is equals to configuration manager dot connection strings. Between double quotes, I'm adding the connection string name, which is the my connection. This here dot connection string SQL connection. SQL con is the object. New SQL connection. I'm adding main con. String SQL query is equals to, I want to get the records from the table, so I'm using select star from. The table name is dbo.employee. Just copy this one, paste here. SQL command, SQL com is the object. New SQL command, which takes two parameters. The first one is the SQL query command text, comma. The second parameter is the connection object, which is the SQL con. SQL data adapter SDA is equals to new SQL data adapter. I'm adding SQL command object. Data set DS is equals to new data set SDA dot fill method. I'm filling the data with the data set object. I'm adding list class. Now in this list class, I'm adding the EMP class name, EMP class, creating the object EC is equals to new list EMP class. After that, I'm adding for each loop to get the data rows of the table. For each data row dr in ds dataset object dot tables 0 dot rows property is R capital. After that, let's add the rows to this list EMP class. EC dot add new EMP class. From this EMP class, I'm adding the properties. ID is equals to dr, between double quotes, I'm adding ID. The column name of the table, and notice we have a small error here. They cannot implicitly convert type object to int. So let's typecast this one. Convert dot to int 32. Here not semicolon, comma. The second property is the name. Convert dot to string dr, between double quotes. The second column name in the table is the name. The third property is the email. Convert dot to string dr, between double quotes, email. And the last one is the salary. Convert dot to string dr, between double quotes, salary. Let's add the semicolon. After that, sorry, here is the square brackets. Now I'm using view data to get all the employee table records. View data EMP list is equals to, I'm adding the list class object EC. That's it. We have done the complete coding part to get the employee details into this view data object. Now let's create the index view page. Highlight the index action result, right click that one, add view. The view name is index only, and the template I'm selecting the empty, the model class. Our model class is the EMP class, this one. I'm not adding any data context class because I'm getting the connection string from the web.config file. So just click add. And here we got the index view page also. Now in this index view page, I'm adding the center tag h1 MVC how to get records from database into view page using viewdata. H2 without using entity framework. Horizontal line. After the horizontal line, I'm adding a table element. Border is equals to 1. In this table, I'm adding the table headers th. The th, the first column is the ID. th table header. Second one is the name. th. Third column is the email, and the fourth one is the salary. Now after adding the headers to this table element, now I want to get the data rows from the table employee. For that I'm using at for each variable item in, I'm adding the view data object. Just copy this one, paste here as the list class. In this list class, I'm adding this EMP class. Copy this one and paste here. And notice here I got an error. The type namespace the type namespace could not be found. The reason here we have the model at model. So instead of at model, I'm adding at using. If we have model, you need to add the whole thing here. Just delete this class from the models. That's it. Now tr td at item dot, the property name is id, td at item dot name, td at item dot email, td at item dot salary. That's it, we have done the complete coding part. Before run this application, the most important thing is we need to change the controller name in the route config file. Open Solution Explorer, app_star, open that one, route config file, open that one, and notice here the controller name is a home. Just delete that one. Our controller name is a EMP view data controller. Copy that one. Add our controller name, and the action result is the index only, which is this page. That's it, we are all set. Let's check the results. Google Chrome, and here we got the final output. Without using entity framework, to get records from database into view page using view data object. That's it.